I know black. I know black. I know black. Imposible. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching you like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca, nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen.
Yeah, so in case you're landing here for the first time, welcome to the Twinshangout tribe. Yeah, so please consider subscribing to our channel. You can also leave a like and a comment on what you think about the video we're about to show you. Yeah, so from the video that you just watched, we've been receiving a lot of comments on our comment section, and mostly people from the Caribbean have been telling us, or they brought to our attention, that the Dominican Republicans don't like being called black, or don't like being referred to as Africans, right? Yeah, so with that being said, you guys, let's watch a couple of videos and then we'll come back with our remarks at the end of the videos. But you can also leave us your comment on what you think about this subject, okay? Right.
Nothing to do with Africa, my friend, just like we do. I don't have anything to do with Africa. Therefore, I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm Dominican.
You thought you did something there? Hey Google, how did plantains get to Dominican Republic?
On the website savoryonline.com, they say, plantains were brought to the island from Africa and were quickly accepted as essential.
And before the Dominicans start, yes, I'm half Dominican. And while I'm also fucking tired of the I know black, I'm Dominican, unprovoked joke, I think it's very disingenuous to sit here on Anthony Santos' internet and front like there's no credence to why this is still a relevant joke. I think it's about time that we as a people sit down and have a constructive, critical conversation about the underlying anti-blackness that joke is highlighting in Dominicans and in Dominican culture. But first, let's address some wild untruths in this man's video.
If all of your family members are white and you have one great uncle who is black, you'll subscribe as black.
Tell me you don't know anything about the one drop rule without telling me you don't know anything about the one drop rule. Sir, that is not how the one drop rule works. And also in the United States in 2022, we no longer subscribe to the one drop rule at all. In the United States, race is about your phenotypic presentation. And actually, race in general all over the world is about your phenotypic presentation, even in Dominican Republic. Because whiteness as a construct globally is exclusive. Anybody who doesn't look white is not white. But anyone who looks even a little bit black is black in the US and actually still in Dominican Republic, low key.
Been very mixed since the inception of the country. Unlike your country, we don't see things as black or white as race. We see things as a national identity.
True.
We don't care about race.
Dominican Republic was not mixed since its inception, and the US and the Dominican Republic, their history mirror each other. European colonization, mass genocide of indigenous peoples, and the transatlantic slave trade. I agree that Dominicans have a national identity that is not specific to racial identification. But Dominicans absolutely care about race, and Dominicans do see color and see race. They have several racial classifications, even though there's no racial identity. Negro, moreno, jabao, trigueño, indio, blanco, chino. We all describe people as their race, even though there's no strong identification with these races.
So from what we understand from this video is that the main important thing that we are learning is that Dominicans don't like identifying to themselves as by race. Yes, they like identifying themselves as a nationality. But let's watch another video so that we can come back with our full remarks on this, okay? Right.
When I got racially profiled and when I almost got shot by a cop, he did not ask me, are you Dominican? He did not ask me, what is your race? He looked at me and assumed I was a black woman in America. So I want you to look at yourself right now in the mirror and come to your fucking senses. Because nobody is going to sit here and ask you, oh, what are you? before they pull the trigger. No one is going to ask you, what is your nationality, before they pull that trigger. Dominicans are black. And instead of running away from our blackness at a time like this, we need to embrace that shit. Because that is the only thing that's going to get us through these times. The only difference between me and a Haitian, me and a Jamaican, me and a Cuban and a Puerto Rican is a boat stop.
Wow. So as you can see in that video, that's a Dominican woman who I believe lives in the United States, and she says, obviously we know with the United States, you know, black Americans are facing, or colored people, let's just say, are facing a lot of issues and systemic racism, right? So this woman is saying that okay, she lives in the United States, but originally she's from the Dominican Republic. Yeah, so she's saying she almost got shot because the cop who almost shot her believed he didn't stop to ask her, where are you coming from, or are you black, or are you this and this. He automatically, the phenotype he was presented with, he automatically assumed she was a black woman. Exactly. And this is what I want us to talk about, really. As the first lady said, I think the biggest influence of this "I'm not black" thing was of their former president Rafael Trujillo. Yeah, right, guys, I hope I'm pronouncing it well. Yeah, so we really sent ourselves to do a lot of research on this, because we wanted us to understand why Dominicans, at least the black ones, or the ones who have a drop of black in them, why they didn't identify as black people. Yeah, so looking into this Rafael Trujillo's history, we realized that he was really full of racism, and he really didn't like the black or Haitians. He didn't like the black community. We even understand that this man used to wear makeup. Imagine a whole leader of a whole nation wearing makeup so that he could hide his Haitian identity. You know, so I think he didn't like the black race. And back then, I don't know if it is still the case today in the Dominican society. Back then, black people with the strongest phenotype that resembled Africans were being discriminated against, and most of them would be thought to be Haitian or of African origins. And as per our understanding, most of them held the lower class of the ranking tadpole, you know. Yeah, those who looked more African would fall. Those who looked more African would fall for being victims or being identified as foreigners, even if they were not. Yeah. Over and above, I think the biggest influence of how the Dominican Republic is today was their president Rafael Trujillo. Yeah, who made them believe that not identifying as black was the better option for all of them to do. Yeah, because I was trying to ask myself, out of all the Caribbean islands, because when you look at Jamaica, Jamaicans are really proud who they are, African heritage. Exactly. Majorly this is because of people like Malcolm X, you know, people like Bob Marley, and you wonder why why Dominican Republic is the complete opposite of that, you know. Right. But you wouldn't blame them. Imagine a country being led by such an individual who has a disturbed mind and doesn't really appreciate all parts of aspects of who he is. Yeah, this is a man who committed a massacre on people because the only crime they did was to be born black, you know. Right. Of which this usually makes me wonder, you know, for you to be half black and half something, you had to have an ancestry of a black person in your family, especially African. Yes, meaning your blackness had to come from somewhere, you know. So when Dominicans don't identify as black, they'd rather identify as other races. I'm compelled to wonder, where is their aspect of blackness coming from? Because most of them say they're not African, their ancestry doesn't date back to Africa, but when you look at them, you see they're black. Yeah. Where is your history? What are you being taught? Yes. But we're not going to get into that today. What we'll do is leave the ball in your court. If there's any Dominican Republic watching here, would like to hear from you, please just help us understand in the comment section. Right. Okay? And guys, please remember to be respectful on the comment section. Whether you agree or disagree with us or other people in the comment section, keep it respectful, because YouTube will delete your comment. Remember, YouTube will delete your comment if you are being disrespectful to other people. Okay, so with that in mind, leave us your comment on what you think about this episode, and remember to subscribe. Also share this video if you feel like it's going to help somebody, and thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see you on the next episode.